Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope everyone is doing well, and I must say this is a U-Tizzle exclusive, as I'm taking a little break from Rumble till I can try to get things figured out with that situation. But anyway, folks, I hope you're doing well. We got a lot to talk about tonight. What have I got on my thumbnail? I got some interesting things on my thumbnail. The picture itself talks about criminal entities, government entities, and criminal intent, among other things. I've got in the thumbnail that we're going to talk about kinetic action, things that are happening, as we know, in the Middle East and in South America. So anyway, we got a lot to talk about. What do I do while people are filing in? Oh, Jack Smith. Yeah, I got to talk about him too. He's going to have a new address, I think. But anyway, while people are settling in, getting themselves a cup of coffee or a cold brew hot or an adult beverage, I play videos so everybody can settle in. That's what I'm going to do. So I hope you all enjoy them. And then what are we going to do? After I play the videos, we're going to be like butter and get on a roll.
My relationship with and President Trump is doing a lot of good stuff, I believe. I know I'm irritating a lot of you again, but I think so. Because, as I said also in Davos, the 2% reached by all NATO countries now at the end of 2025 would never, ever, ever have happened without Trump. Do you really think that Spain and Italy and Belgium and Canada would have decided to move from 1.5 to 2%? Italy spending 10 billion more now on defense at the beginning of the year without President Trump? No way, it would not have happened. And do you really think that in The Hague we would have come to the 5% commitment without President Trump? No way. So when President Trump is doing good stuff, publishing text messages, and if anyone thinks here, again, that the European Union or Europe as a whole can defend itself without the US, keep on dreaming. And why do we need each other? I tell you. First of all, because also the US needs NATO. For the US to stay safe, and by the way, Arctic region is evidence here, they need a secure Arctic, they need a secure Euro-Atlantic, and they also need a secure Europe. So the US has every interest in NATO as much as Canada and the European NATO allies. But for planning for that, forget that you can ever get there with 5%. It will be 10%. You have to build up your own nuclear capability. That costs billions. The ultimate guarantor of our freedom, which is the US nuclear umbrella. So, hey, good luck.
Thank you, That's so nice. I like her. Please.
I like him too. One thing I like about him, he keeps it real just like Grandma. I appreciate that because I can trust him because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks. Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over. Because he allowed his constituents, his people to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson. It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder. I marched. I rallied. I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers. Ooh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats. Get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news, hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
Storm zone.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about.
They have unsuccessfully tried to take down the wrong person.
And he's absolutely going to come back with full vengeance the next time around.
I think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. Our Constitution really does give President tremendous power to destroy. This will be something we could never have imagined.
Now the gloves are off.
Some of Trump's close political allies told him they are working on figuring out the identities of the FBI and DOJ staff and forming lists.
I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA and HE in America for their illegal, racist enforcement of the law. The tables must turn and we will quickly destroy the deep state. We know where the bodies are buried. There are a lot of people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. People that have done such harm to our country. I've been looking at them for a long time.
He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals who he perceives as enemies.
Put them all in jail where they belong. You gotta get tough and smart, and you have to fight fire with fire. You can't allow this to go on. And I will be the one to clean it up. I am your retribution. We will take care of it. We will take care of it.
Hi, folks. Thank you for joining me tonight. I do appreciate it, and I hope you all are doing well. I have on my screen a quote from Ayn Rand that I hope you all would get a screenshot of and put in your meta page. But anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. Hi, Melinda. Nice to see you. Tammy's here. Sissy's here. Rain's here. Jet lag is here. Randy, nice to see you. Darla. All right. Everybody's rolling in. That's wonderful. Oh, Melinda, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's why we call it such precious time. Tammy, nice to see you. Yes, we're all gonna give our thoughts and prayers to you and your friend that you lost. Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yeah, we have to support each other through these tough times. What do we call it? Precious time. Precious time. You were the good twin. I'm sure you were. No, she was. Wait a minute. Who was the good? Oh, yeah, you were the good one. I know that. Hi, Wayne. He's giving me a thumbs up. Ha ha. Yeah, y'all make sure to give me a thumbs up. Cancer is a tough thing. We got to hear from our friend Devin. He's shared with us last night that he's entered the battlefield as far as that type of illness is concerned. Hi, Tennessee. Yeah. Flannel cheese. I almost said the other word. Ha ha. Mary, nice to see you. Nice to see you all. So, anyway, Jack Smith, he's still farting around trying to put out, air quotes, reports, a second report about Donald Trump. And I believe he's going to be going to jail. Donald Trump said he'd arrest Jack Smith now. He said that quite some time ago. These people are desperate. He's he's violating sound orders from a federal judge, not this half-baked BS. Hello, Mr. Kibler, how you doing? Ha ha, new polls are out. Trump's the greatest of all time. Ha ha. Well, I should get a copy of that. Miss Mendersu, how are you doing? Everybody's showing up. Let me get my booms loaded up in the special effects. I guess you could call them special effects. Pow! There we go. So anyway, yeah, I didn't get that. That must have came out just now because I was pretty much keeping my ear to the ground. But anyway, those two videos I played at the beginning were to show that foreign and domestic, Trump is dominating. Trump is winning over world leaders and all demographics across the United States. And that is going to be the storm at the voting booth once we pass the SAVE Act, which Donald Trump said it will happen one way or the other. He has given, I wouldn't even call them hints. He's made bold statements about how things are going to be. And people need to start paying attention because when has he been wrong? When has he been wrong? And people are going down all around the world. They said, oh, Trump's hiding stuff in the Epstein files. He's the only one to let stuff go out of the Epstein files. The only one. Planes, police, and air bases, new allegations of how Andrew may have used taxpayer money to meet Epstein in the days after the... This is from CNN. Are we watching the Truth and Reconciliation Act being eased into the public consciousness? Because I want to talk to you all about a concept, well, actually a reality, called the mind's eye. I remember talking to another creator a couple of years back, and I said, well, in my mind's eye, and he laughed. I said, what are you laughing for? Your mind's eye. Yeah, your mind's eye. It's got a lot to do with stuff. And anyway, I'll get into that. But in the days after the extraordinary arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, otherwise known as Andy, on suspicion of misconduct in public office, the former prince has faced a slew of allegations about his time as a trade envoy for Britain and his friendship with the late S3X offender Jeffrey Epstein. Remember, this could cause the abdication of a king. It could cause the collapse of the UK government. We've already been told that. And then what else happened? This character right here. Former ambassador to the U.S., former UK ambassador to the U.S., Peter Mandelson, arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. I think I have an actual clip, a perp walk. Did I get that perp walk of him? It's not very long. Not very long, but it is a bit of history. Remember, the deleterious, I use these big words sometimes, don't I? I don't have a thesaurus or dictionary. It just comes out of my dusty little brain. The deleterious effect that ambassadors had, especially on Trump's first term. Maria Abramovich is a good example. Ambassadors with big mouths saying, oh, to other world leaders, don't pay any attention to Trump. He's not going to be around for very long. So anyway, here's this character, former ambassador to the U.S.
Because we can now confirm that the Metropolitan Police are saying that Peter Mandelson has been arrested.
Yes, they had reports about Andy. When he was arrested, they said, well, they treated him like a common criminal. Well, that's probably what we're dealing with here. Probably what we're dealing with. And Mexico, it apparently has settled down somewhat. We got earthquakes in Europe. We got earthquakes in South America, getting ready to have an earthquake in the Middle East. China is going to get its nose twisted. How much you want to bet me? Buyer beware. I'll get to that in a minute too. Here we go. Dow futures plunged with the Supreme Court ruling. Xi gains the upper hand as Trump's trade war is plunged into chaos. China moves to reduce reliance on U.S. technology and imports as the threat of tariffs ease. Oh, you think they're going to ease? Or are they going to get their nose twisted? You better watch where you step, mister. You better watch where you step. So anyway, we're going to talk about why that is in a minute. Speaking of stocks plunging, guess whose stock plunged? Netflix, which has been taken over by a pack of hedonistic deviants that want to reshape our culture and destroy past works of art and culture via our movie industry, children's entertainment in general. Hear this individual. Now, if you know anything about body language, that is a face full of stress. That is a harried individual, Harried. And what did you ever notice when you catch somebody doing something wrong? How when they are a professional liar, a professional ne'er-do-well, nothing makes them madder than when you catch them. But anyway, here just a reminder: they are going to be on the board of a company like Netflix and make public threats to people, entities, other corporations, and United States citizens, whether they're veiled threats or not. They're threats. Their stock dropped, and it's going to keep on dropping because Trump said, fire her now or pay the consequences.
If these corporations think that the Democrats, when they come back in power, are going to, play by the old, and say, oh, never mind, we'll forgive you for all the people you've fired, all the policies and principles you've violated, all, the laws you've skirted. I think they've got another thing coming.
You mean all the reprobates you hired and calling it job growth? Do nothing bureaucrats and operatives that you installed in the federal government called that job growth? And wait till we find out a little bit more about this Iran deal and who's responsible for it. The things that are happening right now. Don't blame Trump for what's going on in Iran. Don't you even try to start this business. He wants war with Iran. Middle of it, Sammy or Susan Rice, whatever your name is. Remember how we got here. Hillary Clinton supplied Iran with uranium. Oh, that's something we haven't heard about that we may be hearing about in the future. The Uranium One deal. Right, folks? Uranium One deal. Barack Obama gave Iran $1.7 billion that they used to fund their nuclear program. How much of it was in cash and gold, not even reported to Congress? Tell me that's not illegal. And yet, they got corrupt judges who will be proven to be corrupt to go after Trump, try to put him away in jail for the rest of his life because of where he entered a $50,000 entry, 35 felonies because they entered it on the wrong line. and Obama puts gold and cash on airplanes and sends it to a foreign entity without even notifying Congress. Nobody bats an eye. Joe Biden unfroze over $16 billion of funds for Iran. So no, we're not going to let a mad dog mullahs get an atomic bomb and threaten their neighbors. So they got to be stopped, whatever the cost. Civilization can't afford it. Civilization can't afford it. You know, we sit here and watch all the stuff about Trump's the one who notified authorities about Ghislaine Maxwell, and Epstein was the impetus. His testimony was the impetus for him to be arrested the first time. Donald Trump had him rearrested when the illegal plea deal was discovered and thrown in the trash pail. He was picked up and put right back in jail where he belonged because of Donald Trump. Ghislaine Maxwell was running around free until Trump directed Bill Barr in one of his last acts before he left the Trump administration to arrest Ghislaine Maxwell. The Southern District of New York corrupt attorneys were putting it off, all because of Donald Trump. We wouldn't have known anything about any of this stuff if it weren't for Trump. Epstein and Maxwell will be free to this day, playing around on their island. And the general public wouldn't even know their names. Even though Ghislaine Maxwell had addressed the UN multiple times. What was it? 20 times she gave addresses to the United Nations. That vile, corrupt, perverted mess, spirit cooking, and all that other code words that we all know about. Nobody would know anything about it if it weren't for Donald Trump. Dan Scavino put this up. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You could show these liberals all the things that I just enunciated, all from memory, nothing written down. That's what you got to do. You got to put the sequence of events in your mind. So if you have someone who has been poked in their mind's eye, I'll get to that in a minute. People who have been infused with delusional TDS, you can explain it to them. It's all provable. It's all factual. Just like you can show a liberal the truth, but you can't make it think. So there it is. Let me shrink that down a little bit so you can get a shot of that and put it on your meta page. This is the Great Awakening. People are seeing it before their eyes. And that's why I played the two videos. It's happening internationally and domestically, where people are thankful that Donald Trump came to take these slings and arrows for us. I was going to put Big Boys Don't Cry on my thumbnail, but people wouldn't know what I was talking about. Well, Robert De Niro, he's a big boy, right? He's a tough guy. He's a tough mafia guy, right? I didn't get a chance to watch this yet, but I heard he's crying over Donald Trump. So these elitists, they know it's coming. They're not stupid. They know everything that I just talked about. And why are they using their skills? Because he was a singular individual as far as an actor goes. He played roles that were iconic. He's not a dumb man. How come he doesn't recognize the things I'm talking about? Maybe he's got a stake in the game, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're always about lifting up everybody around you. Yeah, everybody.
Of course.
Why is that?
You have to. You have to lift people up.
Why?
You have to bring them together. Period. You can't divide people. You can't win that way. It's a no-win situation. And look what we have. Look who we have there. It's almost like a destiny to have this thing there, attempting to destroy this country, and maybe not even understanding why. So it's up to us to protect the country
that we love.
Yes.
You weren't supposed to make me cry. Thank you so much. Thank you for this. We talked about how this is the moment. This is the moment that it goes one way or the other.
That's right.
You think it's going the other way?
I don't know. All I know is people have to resist. There's no easy way. It's not going to come to you easy. You know, there's a time when you know in your own life, in your own survival, you better do this. You better jump and run through the fire. Because if you don't run through the fire, you're not getting out. And that's